I am committed to change. I will reorganize the existing divisions at the State's Attorney's Office to meet today's needs and address today's concerns. I will make changes in the current supervisory positions. I will revamp hiring and promoting practices, including searching not only locally, but nationally for the best qualified individuals to serve as assistant state's attorneys. I will not tolerate any malicious misconduct or malfeasance. I will not accept mediocrity, indifference, or laziness. If these descriptions fit any employee at the office of the state's attorney, they would not remain under my administration. I will demand integrity, diligence, and passion from those who remain and from those who are hired. I will employ an independent review of any cases that have come under scrutiny to examine them for mistakes. If mistakes are discovered, and I stress, if mistakes are discovered, I will dig deeper to determine if these mistakes were results of intentional or malicious misconduct or malfeasance. If my independent investigation reveals that there were mistakes, and these mistakes were the result of any intentional or malicious misconduct or malfeasance, those individuals responsible will be gone. Society must have confidence in those entrusted to enforce its laws. I'm here to answer that call. I am a prosecutor. I stand for those who can't stand for themselves, and I speak for those who can't speak for themselves. I fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Creation. As State's Attorney, I will create the Victim and Survivors of Violent Crime Committee, as well as the Crime Prevention Committee. These committees will be comprised of survivors of violent crimes, community leaders, law enforcement, and local business owners. I will meet with these committees quarterly to develop innovative ideas to reduce crime, educate citizens to protect themselves from becoming victims of crime, and seek alternatives to incarceration only where appropriate. Within the State's Attorney's Office, I will create specialized units to prosecute and tackle some of today's concerns. I will create a specialized sex crime and cybercrime unit and a gang prosecution unit. I will make sure each prosecutor receives specialized training in recognizing and prosecuting elder abuse. Communication. As State's Attorney, I will be a visible presence within our Lake County community, and I will maintain open dialogue with the community. I will make myself accessible to community leaders, victims, and their families, other elected officials, and local business owners. Public awareness and community involvement are vital to the administration of justice. Training. During my committed years of service to Lake County, I have received extensive legal training. I received prosecutorial training through programs offered in the states of Wisconsin, South Carolina, and Illinois. But throughout all my training, I have learned that the best method of prosecutorial training is to actually enter a courtroom and stand before a judge or a jury and prosecute on behalf of the people of the state of Illinois, on behalf of the citizens of Lake County. That being said, I received my most significant training from life. My four older sisters and I were raised by a single mother who on average worked 2 jobs just so her children would never experience poverty, so that her children would not have to depend on welfare agencies. From her, I learned the meaning of hard work, love, spirituality, and integrity. I developed a thirst for legal knowledge based on the words of my law professors. I learned the meaning of passion, leadership, and teamwork, and perseverance as a member of high school and collegiate sports. I learned the meaning of compassion from the male role models in my church who took me under their collective wings. I learned the meaning of strength. The very first moment a child sexual assault victim grabbed my hand and thanked me for believing in her. It was a rather tearful moment. I learned dedication by daily observing my former co-workers at the probation department. And finally, I learned patience from my wife and my children. Indeed, life has been my greatest teacher. I love my job. I love serving the people of Lake County. When you have been appointed to a job and you love that job, you don't voluntarily leave it. You stick with it. I recognize to whom much is given, much is required. I am dedicated and an experienced prosecutor. I am a prosecutor entering the world of politics for a noble cause. I am not a politician entering the world of prosecution. When it comes down to protecting society, party lines and affiliations should not and must not play a role. Your state's attorney must discharge his or her duties with integrity and fairness. In times like these, when citizens are being robbed in public parks, when rapists are abducting our wives and our daughters, when young women are being raped on bike paths and being kidnapped at knife point from parking lots, when gangbangers are running our streets and shooting at one another and killing innocent bystanders, when predators are molesting our sons, when the elderly are being abused, when domestic violence is ending in death, and when drunk drivers are taking the lives of our loved ones, you deserve an experienced and dedicated prosecutor. You deserve an experienced and dedicated prosecutor who has a track record of putting the interests of society ahead of his own interests. In today's increasingly violent climate, it's not time to get softer on crime, but tougher. In this fight against crime, you don't send a novice or an opportunist into the ring. You send an experienced fighter. I am that fighter. I have been trained day after day, month after month, and year after year in the one arena where it counts, the courtroom. I believe in justice. Justice does not recognize party lines. My creeds are integrity, dedication, honor, faith, perseverance, and character. How appropriate that we should gather here today on this plaza that honors the men and women who have shown these same qualities: integrity, dedication, honor, faith, perseverance, and character. And as I speed to a close, as your state's attorney, I make you this promise: where there's a law, I will enforce it. Where there's a crime, I will prosecute it. Where there is a need for restraint and compassion, I will exercise it. Where there's a victim who cannot or will not stand on her own, or cannot or will not speak, I will stand and speak for that victim. In order to restore the faith in the criminal justice system and renew the confidence in the office of the state's attorney, I need your support. For over 13 years, I stood up for the people of Lake County. I am praying today that you stand with me now. Tell every woman and man you see to choose Mathews in 2012. Who is Reginald C. Mathews? I'm a dedicated and experienced prosecutor who has served Lake County for the last 13 years. Who is Reginald Mathews? I'm a devoted husband and a father. Who is Reginald Mathews? I'm a loyal son, brother, and uncle. Who is Reginald Mathews? I'm a member of a community of believers who believe we are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Who is Reginald C. Mathews? I'm the voice for justice.